I see a lot of videos on YouTube talking about game development. So many of them express how difficult making games is or how much it makes them feel like they want to quit. Personally, I've never felt like I wanted to give up, but I can definitely relate to the struggles surrounding how hard the journey can get. But for this video, I want to explore the other side of this world and go back to when the thought of making a game felt like an adventure. Oftentimes, when really investing in your project after months or years of development, you get a sense of burnout and start to slowly lose passion for your project. You end up just wanting to finish. The gamer inside of you has diminished, and now all games look like to you are lines of code. Or when playing a game, the only thing you try to do is pinpoint what kind of blueprint is being used for a specific thing that happens while playing the game. Some of you don't get that way though. In fact, those who don't view the journey as the most fulfilling part, those individuals are for sure a minority. Game dev is not for everyone, and that's fine. And completing a game in its entirety is no small accomplishment. But I want to express to you the best parts of game development, how to avoid burnout, and practices you can use to become that part of the minority I'm talking about. The individuals who never give up even when it feels like it's the only option. Firstly, let me tell you about burnout. It's something that makes you feel like you don't care. You've done so much that the thought of doing more will put you in a state of disconnect. It'll have you wondering why you're even doing it in the first place. Now, I don't know much about depression, but I can kind of get an idea based on people I know who are depressed from time to time. And from my limited knowledge regarding the matter, I take that it puts you in a continuous cycle of unwillingness to excel. I've literally found myself wasting hours playing Clash Royale, knowing that I can get so much done, but purposely avoiding it. Could be that there's some code I can't figure out, or something else I'm stuck on, and I just don't want to face it. By the way, this is not only in reference to game development, this is life. Whatever challenge is in front of you, you must face it head on and try and diagnose the problem rather than act like it's not there. And this mentality is what separates you from the majority. Now, going back to the burnout in game dev specifically, it is a multifaceted endeavor and can take a toll on your mind, especially if you're solo. Therefore, burnout is inevitable. The solution is not necessarily to avoid it, but to get an understanding of what it is so you can learn how to navigate through it. Use preemptive measures to offset the unavoidable. That being said, you have to take breaks. It may sound simple, but yeah, that's what it is. For example, I'm in the stage of coding my abilities system for the combat and identity rebels. It doesn't help that I'm a perfectionist, because in the game development phase, nothing is final. You may not have the gear aesthetics for a particular armor piece that ability you're coding is for. I have a hard time focusing on simply coding the ability without worrying that the gear my hero is wearing hasn't been created yet. So when activating the ability, it doesn't really feel complete, and I have to actively remind myself that the aesthetics don't matter at this moment in development. But that's a real issue for a lot of developers, and it speaks to the overwhelming complexities involved with things that matter and ones that don't, nonetheless being real problems that people face. In a nutshell, take breaks. Don't rush. Free your mind, and eventually the ideas will flow again. Perhaps that one thing you were stuck on, banging your head against the wall trying to figure out, will finally be solved. In fact, that's 100% true. It happened to me so many times. There's just something about taking a break that works wonders for you like nothing else. I guess it's part of the process. A natural process at that. I can't explain it, but it works. I could not have been telling you this if I hadn't experienced it personally and gotten through. I'm still working on it, but like I said, it's a journey and a process. Now, in the meantime, while you're taking a break, there's got to be a way for you to stay involved without completely immersing yourself back into it, right? Well, I'll tell you what I do, and this is going to help you out with more than just burnout. It's going to make you reaffirm your purpose for doing all this. It's like a reset button, but you have to create it yourself in this realm. And I say that because game dev is nothing shy of that. Feels like you're in another world, you know? But in this, there's no one that can motivate you more than you. So you have to dig deep and find mental spaces that can allow you to do that. One of the ways I do is by reading the lore of my game, imagining the open world map. And this speaks to the necessity to already have had your game conceptualized before starting its development. It's actually another aspect that can help you through these phases of burnout that come around every now and then. Another thing I really like to do is go over all the perks and abilities I want to be in my game and see if just going over them, I can figure out how they can be implemented in my project based on what I've learned thus far. Because I wrote all of the perks and abilities down before I started to learn how to program. right? And while I was writing them down, I can remember vividly saying to myself that I don't know how I'm going to implement these, but I will. And look at me now. So far, I've added 2 Ultra Tech abilities along with 2 weapon perks. So reviewing them is therapeutic. It lets me know where I've been, how much I've accomplished, and most importantly, that I'm making progress. Because the purpose of burnout is to make you think or feel like you've done nothing. It tries to make you lose hope, break you down. Well, let's circumvent that and find ways to best get through those moments in time. I hope what I've expressed in this video will help you hit that reset button and even more, so you can continue on with the journey. You can also chime in below to share any methods you know of to help with this. I'm eager to see what you have to say. I appreciate you listening to me to the end of this video. It means a lot. And if you want to check out what I'm up to personally, you can catch up on some of my devlogs. I'm developing a game myself, and it'd be awesome if you can check it out. Hope to see you soon. Peace.